Hey everybody, welcome back to Mommy Monday. Today's Mommy Monday, I am bringing you the ugly truths about postpartum. I'm talking after that baby is born, the second that baby is out, your body changes like crazy. And I have a feeling that if you're anything like me, if you're a first-time mom, going into delivery, you're scared, but you have no idea what is coming your way after that baby comes. So I actually asked somebody that I am friends with on YouTube if they wanted a video like this that shares the actual truths of postpartum. And they said yes. So I have a feeling there's a lot of people out there that want to know what really happens. So I'm going to share what I went through and how it really is like the actual truths of what's going to happen to your. I have my little notebook here. So if I look down, that's what I'm looking at. I have 5 different categories. I'm hoping that this video isn't too long, but if it is, I might do like a part 1 and a part 2. But I just want to get this information out there so that you new moms know what's up, because it is a crazy, crazy roller coaster. So the first one is your hormones. Yes, when you're pregnant, your hormones are all over the place because they're getting used to making a baby. As soon as that baby comes out, your hormones go absolutely bonkers because that baby's not there anymore. And your body's trying to get its hormones back to normal. If you're breastfeeding, your hormones can get out of whack with that. If you're not breastfeeding, they try to go back to normal really, really quick. So be ready for a blubbering mess. I'm talking immediately once that baby is out. You are blubbering because that baby, you're just so excited about that baby. I remember crying when my son got his first bath. And this is maybe an hour or 2 after he was born. I remember coming out of the bathroom because they had to help me go to the bathroom, and coming out and hearing him cry because he was getting a bath. That just made me lose it. First, there's so many things. Anything makes you cry, and also anything makes you mad. It could just be something that your husband says, or something that a nurse doesn't do for you, or you find out later that, oh, this could happen or this, and you are just furious. It's not you talking, it's the hormones talking. And just be ready for that. I was not ready for how much I was going to cry, how much I was going to not necessarily feel sad, but you are in a way. I didn't have depression, but I did have some of the baby blues. And they can either be really extreme or really pretty much nothing. It all just depends. So be ready for hormones galore. And it goes on for months. I know that I didn't feel like myself for many months after he was born when it came to hormones. My hormones got on track pretty quick, I think, but then you have like new mommy hormones, and it's just hormones, and they will make you a crazy, raging bitch sometimes. They will make you a blubbering mess sometimes. They'll make you super duper happy sometimes, and then the next second, you're back to something else. So be ready for that. If you do have postpartum depression, totally normal, completely totally normal. It's not your fault. Just seek help. If there's anything that you feel sad about, just talk to somebody. Find somebody to talk to. Even if you want to talk to me, send me a personal message. I've been there. Just try to find help for any feeling that you're having, and every feeling you are having is totally normal. Just remember, you're normal. You're not crazy. You just had a baby. The second category is medication. Now, you might be someone who doesn't need any medication to start their labor and doesn't have an epidural or anything like that, and that's amazing. And you might be someone who doesn't need any postpartum medication. Well, if you're someone like me who had lots of stuff pumped through her during delivery, the postpartum recovery is a whole lot harder. My body had to get rid of all that medication, and by doing that, in order to do that, I got sick. About, what was it, like maybe an hour after he was born, getting me up to go to the bathroom. I just got sick, and I was nauseous and sick for days after. And your body just goes through a process of getting rid of medication. I remember having a bad reaction to the epidural right away, and that didn't stop. I still have some weird like numbness type pain. It's kind of hard to explain in my back. And it has only happened after I got that epidural. I had an epidural that shot right through one of my legs and had to be flipped from side to side to get the medication to work. And I'm still recovering from that, and it's been 18 months. Now, there might be other issues with why I get the numbness and the pain in my back, but just dealing with the medication, be ready for your body to react to any medication that you take. If you are taking stuff for postpartum after you've tore, be ready for your body to react differently to that medication than it did before you were pregnant. I remember taking ibuprofen, I believe, and Tylenol with codeine. It was like a combination because all my lady bits hurt way too much to not take it. And I was sleepy. Like it got me so tired because you're already tired and then you're adding this on. So just be prepared and understand that medication's going to act different on you, and you are going to need maybe some extra help moving around if it treats you differently than normal. Just be prepared for that so that you aren't like stuck by yourself and can't walk, or you fall asleep with the baby. Just be safe and remember that you get that stuff pumped through you, it's got to get out some way or another. And some people handle it really well, and like me, some don't handle it very well at all. Our number 3 topic is your lady bits. Now, if you don't want too much TMI, you better click off of this video now, because I'm going to go into major detail about what happens to your lady bits postpartum. So here we go. You are pushing a baby out. So what do you think is going to happen? Everything is going to stretch. Now, the majority of people, I believe, tear during the process. And if you don't know, there's an area where you tear, and you can tear like 1st degree, 2nd degree, or 3rd degree. Now, I've heard people who tear every which way possible down there. I only had a 2nd degree tear at the bottom. It didn't go all the way to my butt, but it was enough. I had to have stitches. So everything has stretched. Say you've tore, they have to stitch you back up. They do not stitch you just like straight. They don't just pull the skin and stitch. They actually kind of move it. So it's a little bit, it's hard to explain, but it's a little bit off. So then that way it's nice and tight, because now that skin has been so stretched out that there's not really anything to it. So they have to kind of pull you in tight and stitch you up. Now, it's not enough, at least for me, it wasn't enough like extra skin to need it like removed or anything, but it's not going to look the same. Warning you, nothing down there is going to look the same. There will be stretch marks down there, which you really wouldn't have even thought about that, but think a little bit harder and it makes sense. So you're going to have something that doesn't look completely perfect, but you had a baby, so it's okay that it doesn't look perfect. Also, the stitches hurt horribly if you are not medicated while they are doing it, like I was. I felt everything, every prick and pull and prick and pull. That's a long story, but didn't really like the doctor who did it. Really, really don't like her. So yes, you're going to be so sore down there that it will be really hard to walk. But I do really, really suggest that you walk as soon as possible. I didn't. I was like, no, it hurts. I'm just going to sit down. And when I was released from the hospital, I couldn't walk properly for an entire week. It was so painful. It feels like you have a bowling ball or something stuck right down there while you were trying to walk. And it's painful. It's shooting pains. It's throbbing pains because it's trying to heal. You are having so much blood rushing to that area that it just throbs. If you're okay with medication, I highly suggest taking the medication that they prescribe for you. I had to take it for an entire week. I think 3 or 4 times a day, or it's like every 4 hours or something. I had to take it. If I didn't keep up on it, I would be in so much pain I couldn't walk. The first week of postpartum was absolute hell for me when it came to my lady bits, my vagina, that whole area, for many different reasons. And the pain was excruciating. Now, I know everyone handles pain differently. I have a very low tolerance for pain, I have realized, but it's going to hurt no matter what because everything's been stitched up. And if you have a 3rd-degree tear or even worse than that in different areas, then it will be worse than what I'm explaining. So be ready for that. I don't want to scare anybody, but you need to be prepared for the amount of pain that you're going to have after. That just goes with down there. Let's see what else. Going pee and going poop are going to be the scariest things that you ever do postpartum. They will make you pee almost immediately after having the baby, especially if you've had an epidural, because you've probably had the catheter in, or you've been, like, they used to come in with me and they would just like drain my bladder and then leave and then come back in a couple hours and drain my bladder again. And I am someone who pees a lot because I drink lots and lots of liquid. So I knew I had to go pee, but my body wouldn't go. I didn't go pee after that first time for, I think, like 2 days or something. They had to come in and relieve my bladder because my body just wouldn't go. It was like so strung up, I guess, it just wouldn't release and go. And pooping is going to be something you have to do before you leave the hospital. And it's going to be the scariest thing. You're sitting there almost in tears because you know you have to go. They give you a stool softener, but it doesn't do anything. It doesn't kick in for a few days. And the pills are like that big. They're huge. So I really suggest taking them like weeks before you are going to give birth, because it's not even going to be painful because you're on medication, or it's just not painful, but you think in your head, oh my gosh, I just pushed something out. Now I have to like do that again. Is everything going to rip open? It won't. I promise you it will not rip open. But it will be very, very stressful and scary. So just try to calm down if possible. Probably won't. You probably will still be as scared as can be. I'm kind of dreading that part of giving birth for the second time. But I now know what to expect. So hopefully that will help. And so, yeah, peeing and pooping is just not going to be fun for a while. I remember coming home and it really not being fun still. You're still kind of scared, and it's not a pretty picture. There are some things that will help your lady bits. I will do a postpartum basket video in the next coming months because I will be prepping it for myself. So make sure to look out for that video. But what you will need is Dermablast. It's the spray that you can get from Target or Walgreens or CVS or anything like that. It's a spray that you spray down there and it numbs everything. So that's amazing. You're going to need witch hazel, because that witch hazel pads, the hospital does provide a lot of this stuff for you. At least mine did, and I think most do. So that's really nice. I suggest ice packs, medication that is prescribed or okay for breastfeeding and whatnot. And you're going to be given a peri bottle. I think that's what it's called. It's like a little bottle about this big, and it's got a little, you like pop open, and that's how you wipe, is by just spraying water. I suggest either cold water for numbing, like during the day, and warm water at night or like in the middle of the night to kind of just soothe everything. Everything will go back to normal somewhat. Like I said, it will look different, and it just takes time, lots and lots and lots of time for it to go back to feeling normal, looking somewhat normal. And that is just your vagina, just what pushed that baby out. So just really, really be prepared for a change, major change, major pain, but all worth it because you have a sweet little baby in the end. Okay, so I'm going to end that here. This is part 1. This video is turning out to be a little bit long, so I'm going to do a part 2 video that you guys will see next time. So make sure to look out for that video. If you like this video, give it a big thumbs up. If you have any questions, absolutely any questions, TMI, doesn't matter, I will answer them. I am all about the truth. Being pregnant, having a baby, it's not pretty. It's a lot of gross things that people don't talk about, and I will talk about it to anybody and everybody. So just leave me a comment down below, subscribe if you're new, and I will see you guys for part 2. Bye.